Welcome to Gum Gum Shuffle, a fan One Piece trading card gamecast. Let's see what treasures we can find at our favorite local island.
Welcome back to Commentary with Chopper. I'm Kennedy Hawk, your Gum Gum Shuffle host here. This is round 2 from my locals from this last week, 126-23. I am playing Red Zoro, 2K or Bust. That was the deck profile I did this week, and we're going up against Red Green Law. And Red Green Law is always a tricky opponent to take down. What I've found with this Rush Zoro deck is I have to go a little bit slower and really focus on keeping units off my opponent's board. If they get to that 5 wide, it can just snowball into disaster. And apologize again for the shaky camera. This was our first week recording, so next week we're going to try a different tripod that keeps the camera off the table and probably gets us a better, more stable camera angle. As you can see, we're a little bit rotated off the table here. Not my intention. So we're going to get shuffled up. Again, this is the Zoro 2K counter deck, so I've got, I think it's like 22 character 2K counters plus 3 Red Hawks. So 25 cards total that counter for 2K or more. And my goal is to get rushers down, not even use blockers to keep them alive, but just try to stay alive with my counter abilities. And my big weaknesses in this deck is against green, Green Kid specifically, but Red Green Law also just makes me choke quite often. So round 1 against Kaido went pretty well. They did get their Kaido bomb off, but we were able to play around it a little bit, and now here we're getting ready for match 2. So here we go. All right, we're just cutting decks, and we'll roll off to see who goes first. Again, I like to go second in this deck because hand advantage is huge when you have all those 2Ks in your deck, and it's really, really nice to be able to drop that Rush Zoro on turn 2 and still Dawn Up Leader to swing pretty early if you need to. So, all right, I did win the roll-off, so I will go second. I would like more cards, please. All right, opening 5 cards. We've got a Red Hawk, a Jet Pistol. That's a lot of events. Yeah, I think we're going to trash this. Even though we've got a Zoro and a Gordon, we want a Rush and like 2 to 3 2K counters to keep things alive, and just too many events in our hand there. So my opponent is keeping and has put life out, so that's always terrifying. It means they probably have a Bonnie and a blocker, or a Nami and a blocker. Either way, super, super annoying. So we're going to try to get rid of those as fast as we can with Beppos and other shenanigans. So we're going to reshuffle, offer the cut, and see what we get. Sorry about the glare there, too. We'll try to fix that with a polarizing lens or something next week. But yeah, they have the Alt Art Law, which super jealous with my boring-looking Zoro deck here. All right. Dealing our opening 5. We've got a Rush Zoro, we've got a Rush Luffy, we've got a Brook, we've got a Red Hawk too, so that doesn't hurt at all. I mean, we don't get the choice, we have to keep it. Alright. We saw our opponent's hand there a little bit on the camera, so we saw a Chopper and we saw a Nami, so definitely a good hand to keep for Law. Alright. They've got 1 Dawn, they're going to play a Nami, makes sense. Switching to top 5, finding a Chopper, a Sanji, a Brook, a Nami, and a Nami. Oh. 2 Namis going to the bottom. I understand the pain. Had it happen before. We'll see what they decide to keep. My guess is a Chopper. They might keep, if that was a Sanji that I saw, the Sanji just for the 2K. But no, keep the Chopper. Makes sense. Put the rest in the bottom. There is a good chance that Law decks can actually go through their whole deck and see what's there between Bonnies and Momos and Namis. But let's Dawn up, and with our 2 Dawn, decide what we want to play. Drew into a Sanji, so we'll play him down because he can be a pretty big threat, and if my opponent won't hit my life, I can add more cards to my hand, which are probably 2Ks, so I'm like trading a life for a survivability, which I like having more knowledge in my hand, so I'm okay with that. Alright, Chopper's coming down. Also got a Bonnie coming down, and we're going to use Bonnie's ability. Alright. Oh gosh. He just drew like 5 great cards. We'll see which one he decides to keep. A Rush Luffy. I think that's the right choice. Even though they probably know from my local meta that I'm not running blockers in this deck, a 6k that I have to burn 2ks on is real advantageous. They are going to swing at me, and we'll draw into a Gordon. Okay. More 2ks for our hand. That's exactly what we want. We're going up to 4 Dawn, which means we'll probably drop that Rush Zoro this turn. And we drew into another one, so that's beautiful. Let's slap a Rush Zoro down, Dawn up our main Zoro, and we'll swing Sanji at Bonnie just to see if he wants to chop her or not. And it looks like Bonnie's going to trash. Zoro at leader. It's a 6k. Law's going to take a life, and Law doesn't have a lot of life to take, so they're looking for cards to get to that 5 wide, and he'll chop her against leader. Okay. So again, like we're swinging hard, real hard and fast here because we want to make them feel the pressure of running out of life or make them sacrifice their characters. And they lost 2 characters that turn because we went in. They've got 5, so they could drop that Rush Luffy, but I think they want to save him for the swap with Law's ability and get more value out of it. So they're probably going to drop that other chopper we saw they have and any other cheap characters they can get. It would be to their advantage right now to swing into Zoro and Sanji and just clear our board because we're going to be real slow if we're just counting on rushes. We do have a lot of rushes in our hand, so it might not work out for them, but clearing our board can be really strong. But it's a question of do they want to build their board or clear ours. And it looks like they're going to play a Nami, and she is going to grab a Rush Zoro, so we might see him this turn. No, going to grab a Robin. Okay. I mean, Robin can't eat up my Sanji, so that's going to be fairly annoying. We'll have to see if we can get rid of her. Playing a Chopper. And probably that Robin is my guess. Wow, 4 characters. We've really got to slam the board here, or we're going to be pretty far behind. All right, we're going to 2k, save our characters if we can. That was saving our character Zoro. So again, name of our game, right? We're using those 2ks to keep our characters alive so we can pressure fast and not have to replay bodies, but just swing with the same body and use our Dawn effectively to put more bodies down and put even more pressure down. So let's throw down another Rush Zoro. We will put a Dawn on leader. And Zoro will swing for 6k at leader. We're going to keep these last 2 Dawn back because we've got a Red Hawk in hand. And Robin is really going to cause us problems with Otamas and other things if we let her sit out there for too long. So we need to get rid of her with Red Hawk as fast as we can. All right, taking a life from our leader swing, which is always good. We're not going to get to swing with Sanji because we want to save that 2 Dawn, which means he's probably going to get eaten by Robin. Unless our opponent has an Otama in hand, in which case a Zoro will probably get destroyed by Robin. 7 Dawn for Law, so we're not going to see an 8-drop Kid yet, but 7 is a pretty big number and an obnoxious number for us to deal with. Be pretty easy for them to get to 5 characters right here, so hopefully they'll attack first and we can Red Hawk our way into rooting their board a little bit. Alright, looks like they're going to Dawn up Robin. They're going to pay 1 for an Otama. Ooh, okay, so they are going to hit our Zoro, and Robin's probably going to destroy one Zoro and attack the other one, is my guess here. Yep, so she's going to swing 5k because of her Dawn at my character Zoro and destroy the 3k from Otama. We'll use our Red Hawk to keep Zoro alive and destroy Robin. So we're trading 1 for 1, which doesn't feel too bad right now since his board is a bunch of weenies, but we know with Law that can rapidly change. All right, what do we got coming out here? A Jet Pistol on the other Zoro. Okay, so he's controlling my board, which my opponent knows they need to do. Throw another blocker down. And swinging at leader, we'll take the damage because we want more rush cards. We get a Jet Pistol. Okay. All right, readying everybody up. They were at 7, so we're at 8 now. And we draw into a Nami. Brutal. Let's get a Rush Luffy down. I don't know why I'm putting it up there. We've got 3 left here. And deciding how to distribute it. Let's put 2 onto Luffy. Yeah, let's put 1 onto Sanji. We want to be able to swing with everybody and absorb all the characters we can. They have no Dawn, so they're going to have to counter to stay alive. So 1 on Sanji, 1 on Zoro. We've got 1 open. We've got that Nami we could play, but I want to save her to counter, so I'm going to put it on Sanji as well. So Zoro will swing for 6k. Our Sanji's at 6k, our Luffy's at 7k. See if we can drain some 2ks before Luffy goes in. He's got the blocker there too. He's going to take a life. Okay. Sanji will swing for 6. Blocker that one. And then Luffy for 7. And taking their last life. So we've only got to get 1 damage in here. So unless they play blockers, we can just go hard in on Zoro. Honestly, even if they do, we're going to counter the heck out of Luffy and keep him alive, because then he can bypass blockers and just go for face. We'll see what they do. They've got a lot of Dawn, so they could Dawn up Nami and go for Luffy several times. But they're probably going to try to get 5 wide and swap that Rush Luffy in, and then swing Rush Luffy into Luffy. We've got 3 life left versus their 1, so I'm feeling pretty good. Don't have great counter potential in my hand, though. So all right, they do have an Otama in hand too, so they probably are going to kill Luffy here, is my guess. We'll see. We'll see. They might drop a Law. They might drop a Kid. Kid's going to force me to really Dawn up and swing into him, but their hand is stretched pretty thin if they're going to play 2 characters and then bounce someone in. So I think they might just drop Kid. Yeah, looks like we're going to pay 8, drop a Kid. Not in a mean way, but like the character Kid. And he can still push something out of hand. They'll put that last Dawn onto Kid. Use his ability to play something. Blocker, probably? Yeah, blocker. And with 5k, they'll swing at Sanji. Do we let him live? I think we want him to live. So we're probably gonna counter here. We can counter with Nami and Baruch, I think that is. So if we keep 3 of them alive, and then we can Dawn up through Kid, we'll get 2 swings in at leader. 1 will get absorbed by blockers, and then 1 will actually hit leader. So let's see how that works out. We've also got Jet Pistol, right, which helps, because we can get rid of leader there. We've got an Usopp as well. Not super helpful, but 2Ks are 2Ks, right? So, Kid's an 8K, so how many do we want to put on Luffy to make sure Kid gets destroyed and can't get hit by blockers? So this will put Luffy up to 11k. That would make him burn 2 2Ks to keep him alive if he's got 2 in his hand. I think I want to go 1 higher to make him burn 3 2Ks to keep Kid alive. We'd still be able to swing at Kid with Zoro if we want to. So yeah, we'll put 5 Dawn on Luffy, pump him to 12k, and swing at Kid. Really just trying to deplete the hand. Looks like he doesn't have enough counters to save Kid, which is good news for us. Let's see. We will put 2 on Zoro and swing for 7k. Blocker as expected. Want to use Sanji's ability. Can I move the Dawn over from Zoro? No, I don't think I can move it over from Sanji. Yeah, let's read the card. No, Sanji moves rested Dawn onto him, so we would not be able to move that Dawn onto Sanji, I believe. But we can still take the life to give him plus 2k, which puts him at 5. We put 2 more on to put him at 7 and go swinging. It's going to counter to 7k to 8k. Stays alive. We got 2 life. Their hand is completely empty, I think. 1 card maybe. Yeah, 1 card, 2 cards left in hand. 3 cards. Pretty empty. Pretty empty. Especially with a pretty wide board on our side. They're going to pay 5. And we know they've got that Rush Luffy in hand still, too. Hard decisions all around. Very tense local scene, as you can tell. Oh, that shaky camera. It's going to kill us all. I apologize. Thank you for bearing with me here. Looks like my opponent is going to... My guess is they're going to play a Law, bounce Otama to play, like, I don't know, like a Zoro or something, and then play Otama to make it so that Luffy is super dead. But without any blockers, we can just Dawn up Zoro, and I think they're in trouble. So I guess Law would be a blocker, so it's probably their best bet. Oh, they're going to go real big into Luffy. That's a lot of Dawn they invested into that. They will still play a Law, bounce, Nami, replayer. Okay. What are they going to grab? Zoro, Nekomamushi, Jet Pistol, Sanji. Probably grab the 2k, see if they can keep themselves alive. Yep, take the Sanji. We do have Jet Pistol in our hand, so I think they're pretty doomed. Alright, so yeah, we're going to ready up. We're going to Jet Pistol Law, and then Zoro could go swinging for 11k, which I think they'll have a hard time countering out of. We've also got a Luffy in our hands. Maybe that's the better bet. Pay 5, put the Dawn Luffy, bypass the blocker. Yeah. Okay. Yep, they had 2k encounter left, so it would have been a really tough game for them. But yeah, Luffy's real good. So just recapping this game really quick. Zoro red against red-green Law. Again, alive with 2 life at the end, but it is a lot more tense than it feels like. I didn't have nearly as much counter power left in my hand at the end of this game as I did at the end of that Kaido game. So I had, Notama and... Is that Notama? I can't even read. It's a Gordon. A Gordon and a Usopp left at the end. So I had 4k left at the end. Probably could have kept Luffy alive. Probably not Sanji. I mean, I think they would have invested and just swung into Luffy again if they had enough life. But we definitely were pretty successful at keeping the board clear and making sure they didn't get that economy advantage out of Law Leader, which I think is the key to beating Law Leader with Rush, right? They can, if they get that economy going, they are going to outramp you. But with our 2Ks, we were able to keep things alive long enough to burn life fast enough that we were able to push through. So thanks for tuning in. We'll get rounds 3 and 4 up here in the next week. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to Gum Gum Shuffle. If you like this content, be sure to like, subscribe, or comment on this video. If you have a local scene or deck you'd like featured on the channel, send the information to gumgumshuffle@gmail.com or fill out the survey in the video description below.